Hello everyone, my name is Carlos Andres Patiño and this is speaking session number 14 of the course Intermediate English 2. Right now I'm here with Jocelyn, Gemma, Viviana, and Felix. So Viviana, how are you doing today? Viviana, can you hear me?
Sorry, teacher. Are you talking with me?
Yes, I'm talking to you. How are you?
Good evening, teacher and classmates. I'm very fine. Um, thank you.
Thanks for answering, Viviana. And Gemma, how are you? How are you doing today?
Hello, tutor. I'm fine. My day was very good, interesting, working, hard working. Very
Okay,
good.
very nice to hear that. And Jocelyn, how are you?
Hello, teacher. I am very well, thank you. Today was I was day for me.
Thank you for answering, Jocelyn. And finally, hello, Felix. How are you doing?
Hello, teacher. Hello, classmates. I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine. I'm pretty good. Pretty busy as always, but very good actually. So, guys, let's start. I'm going to share my screen with you. Give me 1 second. We are going to start with the warm up. So, for example, Gemma, can you see the screen?
Yes, tutor. I can
Okay,
see.
perfect. So guys, this is the warm-up. It is a hangman game, okay? So it is the same as Spanish. You're going to say letters in English, and we are gonna try to find out the words, okay? You are going to say letters. If you know the full answers, you can tell me the full answer, but this is a little bit different because you you could be having there. So I'm going to give you a hint, okay? With the hint, you can either tell me the answer or try to tell me the letters to know the answer, okay? So let's start. We are going to start with number one, okay? So this is the hint for number one. Number one is something that can be taken by an animal and used to keep it alive and allow it to grow or develop, or such things considered as a whole, okay? So, for example, Viviana, do you know the answer or you are going to tell me one letter for number one?
The letter A.
The letter A. No, this one doesn't have the A. Thank you, Viviana. Gemma, tell me one letter.
O.
Oh, wow. That's great. It has two O's. Thank you. And Jocelyn, your turn. Letter or the answer? Something that can be taken by an animal or a human and used to keep it alive and allowed to grow it to grow.
Uh, Teacher, I do not understand.
Okay, you have hangman, so you have to say a letter or you have to say the answer. So say a letter in English, Jocelyn.
Verdugo.
Any
Um,
letter or any vowel.
I cannot see.
You don't see the screen. Give me 1 second. Okay, can you see it now?
Oh,
¿Ya puedes ver la pantalla?
yes.
Okay, yo
No.
Jocelyn, tell me one letter.
Uh, Zero.
Tell me. Jocelyn, dime una letra en inglés o una vocal, como quieras.
R.
R. Oh, no, we don't have an R. Felix, your turn.
Okay, the letter L.
L. No. Viviana.
The letter P.
P. No. Gemma. Guys,
Tutor,
remember. Tell
can
me.
you repeat this?
The hint. Sure. Something that can be taken by an animal or a human and used to keep it alive and allow it to grow or develop. Something that you put in your mouth. So what is the answer?
Something that what?
You put in your mouth.
Okay, I need a letter. F.
Yes, we have an F. What is the answer, Emma? Okay, you don't know?
I don't sure. Food. Food.
Yes, it's food. Who said that, Emma?
I don't understand.
Who said that? Who said that? Who
Uh,
said food?
uh, is food is I
No,
need
no, no.
for what? No,
Chicos, who said food? ¿Quién dijo food?
yo.
Who is yo? Emma?
Gemalis. Sí.
Ah, okay. So guys, let's go on with another one. Let's go with one that is very easy. Let's go with number 6. This one. Okay, number 6. This is the hint. Um, to do an activity in order to earn money. So let's start with Jocelyn. Jocelyn, give me one letter. To do an activity in order to earn money. Tell me one letter, Jocelyn.
I.
I. No, we don't have an I. Thank you, Jocelyn. Felix, one letter. Felix.
A.
A. No, we don't have an A. Viviana.
B.
B. No, we don't have a B. Remember, an activity in order to get money, to earn money. Gemma?
Mm, um, I can say, for example, give me the, give me,
Faster,
uh,
please. Faster. Thank you.
okay, okay. S,
3. F. No, we don't have an F. Jocelyn, your turn. Another letter.
teacher, S,
S. No. S either.
W.
Jocelyn?
W.
Again? Say that
W.
again, Jocelyn.
Listen to me.
Say the letter again.
Okay. W.
Ah, W. Yes, very good. W. Uh-huh. Viviana. Ah, no, sorry, Felix.
E.
E. No, we don't have an E. Viviana? Remember, an activity in order to earn money. Viviana.
The word is work.
The word is work. Perfect. Thank you very much, Viviana. So 1 point for Gemma, 1 point for Viviana. Thank you very much. Let's go with number 2. That is very easy. So number 2, the hint is this one. A game, competition, or a similar activity done for enjoyment or as a job. So let's start with Gemma. Gemma?
Give me E.
E. No, I don't have any for you. Jocelyn, one letter.
C.
C. No. Felix?
U.
You? No. Remember, it's very easy. A game competition or a similar activity done for enjoyment or as a job. Viviana.
A.
A. No, we don't have an A. Gemma?
Mm. L.
L. No. Jocelyn?
S.
S. Yes. We have one S. Do you know the answer, Jocelyn?
Study.
No. Remember, a game competition or for enjoyment or as a job. Okay, Viviana. Sorry, Felix.
O.
Oh, yes, very good. Here. Oh, what is the answer, Felix?
Um,
Okay,
eh,
let's go on. Viviana, another letter.
R.
R. Yes. R. Do you know the answer?
No.
Okay, Gemma, what is the answer or the letter?
um, E. Ya habían dicho
E.
E.
No.
Ah,
No.
no, no. No, no, no.
Jocelyn, another letter.
Mm, eh, A.
Oh, teacher.
Wait, Gemma, we have to wait. Felix,
Sport.
your turn.
Sport.
Again?
Sport.
Yes, it's a sport. Okay, you need to wait, but it doesn't matter. Sport. Thank you very much. Let's go with this one. This one is going. That one is very easy. Listen up. This is the hint. The town or city you are from, especially the one which you were born and lived when you were young. So, Felix, one letter.
H.
Felix.
H.
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 Yes, very good. H. Thank you. Viviana,
O.
tell me that again.
O.
Oh, yes, very good. O here. And we have another O right here. Gemma, your turn.
M.
M. Yes, very good. We have an M here. Jocelyn,
Hometown.
again.
Hometown.
W. Homework.
Say that again, Viviana.
Is hometown.
Hometown. Very, very good. Viviana, could you do me a favor? What is the translation for hometown into
Hometown.
Spanish? What is the best translation for hometown in Spanish?
No sé exactamente.
What do you think? Remember, is the town or city where you were born and where you lived when you were a child.
Ciudad natal.
Yes, that is perfect, Ciudad Natal. Very, very good. So, guys, let's start with the class. This activity, this warm-up activity, is closely related to what we are going to approach today because this food, sports, hometown, work, and the other words that were supposed to be here that you're going to see them in a moment are topics of conversation, okay? That is the reason why I was or we were playing this game, because these words that you see there are topics for conversation in English, and they're very, very important because today we are going to have the speaking test preparation lesson. Okay, so this is what you need to know right now. Before the class start, you need to know a wide range of vocabulary and grammar. So in this class, we are not going to practice particular vocabulary or grammar, but you already need to know a lot. Okay, you need to know all kind of topics. So as the game of the hangman, you need to know about food, sports, hobbies, neighborhood, hometown, work, study, and friends. Okay, and finally, you need to know how to introduce yourself, but in a very easy way. You don't have to say a lot of things. Just your name, maybe your age, where you're from, where you live, and maybe your profession. Okay, it's very easy. You don't have to talk about your personality. You don't have to talk about your physical appearance, your likes and dislikes. No, it's a very simple introduction, but you have to do it in a very proper way. So this is what we are going to approach today. Let's start. This speaking test has three sections, okay? Three sections. And we are going to go section by section, okay? So you don't have to worry, we are going to go very, very slow, okay? So again, this speaking test has three different sections. Number one is about personal questions. So before we approach the practice, I'm going to give you some very important recommendations to approach those questions, okay, on the speaking test. So I want that, for example, I want that, Viviana, you are going to read the first one.
The first, body posture. Sit straight with an open posture.
Very good, Viviana. Thank you very much. So that is the first one. The first tip, body posture. So you have to sit straight with an open posture. Guys, something very important that you need to remember. For the next Tuesday, when we have session 16, the last session, and you're going to take the speaking test, you need to have your camera available. Okay? You need to have your camera available because we are going to use the camera. Okay, so remember that, and you also will need your you'll also need your ID. Okay, so what is that important? Because I mean, I'm going to see you with the camera, and when you have to take a speaking test, an international speaking test, the examiner is going to see how you sit. So you don't have to I mean, you have to be comfortable with yourself, but the idea is that you sit straight. And an open posture means that you are not going to put your hands anywhere. You just open your arms, okay, and you can lay put it down over the desk, over the table, for example. Okay, so let's go to number two. Hema, say read number two.
Voice. The speaking should be loud and clear.
Very good. So about your voice, the speaking should be loud and clear. Okay, so remember that should be loud and clear. You don't have to yell, you don't have to shout, but you should be talking in a clear way. Okay, and in a way that we can understand and that I can hear you without any problem. Okay, let's go on. Felix, number three.
Answers with full sentences. Think about the question first, compose your ideas, and then give answers in response.
Thank you very much, Felix. So, complete answers with full sentences. Think about your question first. Compose your ideas, then give a full sentence in response. So, guys, this is very important. You know what? Felix, Hema, Jocelyn, and Viviana, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. You are going to please get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, and you are going to write down this, okay, in order, because we are going to go for the next slide and you won't see this, and I want you to remember this all the time when you are going to answer the questions of the first section. So please get a piece of paper and a pen, and you are going to write down this, okay? So you have 30 seconds. So for example, Gemma, are you ready? Gemma,
Yes, yes, tutor.
you are ready? Okay. And Jocelyn, are you ready? Jocelyn,
No, no, no.
tell me.
One moment, please.
Okay. Jocelyn, are you ready now?
Okay.
Are you ready, right, Jocelyn?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, perfect. So let's go on. So guys, remember, vamos a continuar con esto que es súper importante, son unas recomendaciones muy importantes para la speaking section number 1 y ustedes las van a ir escribiendo para que las tengan en cuenta ahora que vayamos a la práctica, ¿ok? So, we were talking about number 3. Complete answers with full sentences. Think about the question first, compose your ideas, and then give a full sentence in response. So guys, this is very important. Why? Because it is very important that you don't rush, okay? When we are taking a speaking exam or a speaking test, it's not like in real life. When we are taking a speaking test, it's very important that you don't rush. It is very good that you are fluent, but it's better that you are accurate, okay? So it's very important that you take some time to give complete answers, not just a couple of words and that's it. You need to give complete answers with a good complement, okay? So let's go on. Number 4, Jocelyn.
Okay. Um, well, well, structure response. Try to use equated grammar.
Repeat after me, Jocelyn. Accurate grammar.
Accurate grammar.
Grammar.
Accurate grammar.
Very good. So, well-structured response. Try to use accurate grammar. So this is very similar than before. Remember, no need to rush. Don't run. This is not going to be a race. So it is better that you speak slowly, okay, and that you give an accurate grammar response, an accurate grammar answer. It is very important that you are accurate, that you don't start saying something in simple present, then in past, then in future, and you don't complete your idea. You have to give complete answers and use accurate grammar. So thank you, Jocelyn. Viviana, number 5.
Natural self-correction. Stop and correct yourself if you think you made a mistake.
Very good. So guys, this is something some students think you cannot do, and actually is something that could be good. So self-correction is a good idea. It is a positive thing during the speaking test or during a speaking test. Okay, your examiner is going to see that as a positive aspect about yourself, that you are good or you are able to see your mistakes and correct them immediately. It is way worse if you made a mistake and you don't say anything. It's like, okay, maybe the examiner didn't hear and the examiner is going to hear, is going to notice that. So it is better that you stop for a moment and correct yourself, ¿ok? Recuerden, es muy importante que en un speaking test, si se dan cuenta que cometieron un error, you can stop, se detienen y corrigen el error. Por ejemplo, si yo digo, Okay, leo esa parte. Stop and correct yourself if you think you make a mistake. So if I say mistake, I say, okay, sorry, mistake. Immediately I stop and I correct myself, my mistake. So that is something that you can do. And remember, that is a good idea. That is something that examiners are going to see as a positive thing about yourself. Okay. And Hema, number 6.
By time. If you need more time to give a current response, you can paraphrase the questions using synon synonyms.
Hema, repeat after me. Accurate.
Accurate,
Sorry. Repeat after me. Accurate.
accurate.
Responses.
Responses,
Paraphrase.
paraphrase,
Paraphrase.
paraphrase.
Questions.
Questions,
Synonyms.
synonyms.
Okay, repeat after me. By time.
By time.
If you need more time
If you need more time
to give accurate responses,
to give
accurate responses,
accurate responses,
good, you can paraphrase.
you can
Que-
paraphrase
paraphrase, very good. The questions using synonyms.
the questions using synonyms.
Very good.
Synonyms.
Synonyms. So guys, what is this about? It is very easy. For example, Hema, if I ask you, Hema, what is your favorite? Okay, what is the best movie ever? So paraphrasing means that you are going to repeat that using synonyms, using maybe other words, maybe a couple of new words. So I say, for example, Hema, for you, what is the best movie ever? And you can say, okay, for me, the finest animation picture ever is. Okay, so you paraphrase, you repeat the same using synonyms. In that way, you buy time because it is very important that you don't keep it quiet. En un speaking test, como el que vamos a hacer, como el que les voy a hacer, y en uno de la vida real, es muy importante que no se queden callados. Y si no saben qué decir, digan que no saben qué decir, que tienen que pensarlo o algo por el estilo. En este caso, you buy time when you repeat the question using synonyms. Repiten la pregunta usando algún sinónimo, ¿ok? So guys, remember all 6 recommendations. Body posture, voice, complete answers, well-structured response about accurate grammar. Esto es muy importante. Natural self-correction, that you correct your mistakes. And finally, buying time. So guys, did you write down all that? For example, Viviana, did you write it down? Viviana?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, and Felix, did you write it down?
Yes, teacher.
Felix? Okay, perfect. So guys, let's go on. This is the speaking section part 1, or the speaking interview section 1. This is going to be about personal questions, okay? This is something about you. The questions are about yourself. So we are going to start this practice as a real speaking interview, as a real speaking test. So I'm going to tell you who is going to answer what question, okay? But I want to start with Felix. Felix, you are going to be the first one, but you are not going to answer any question. You are going to talk to me, speak to me, as if we don't know each other. Okay, so you are new, you are the person who is going to be examined. I'm going to be your examiner. Okay, Felix. So let's start from scratch. I don't know you, you don't know me. Okay, so let's start, Felix. Hello.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
Fine. So my name is Andres. I'm going to be your examiner. What's your full name?
Um, my ¿qué? Full mate.
Your full name, yes.
Oh, my full name. full name. Yes, my full name is Felix Antonio Monsalve Correa.
Thank you very much. Guys, next Tuesday, I'm going to say, may I have or may I see your ID or may I see your passport if you are not from Colombia, but not today, next Tuesday. El próximo martes les voy a hacer esa pregunta, may I see your ID, para que me muestren por favor su cédula. Ok, chicos, la van a necesitar ese día y me la dejan ver a la cámara. Second question or next question, Felix. Where are you from?
I'm from Caldas, Antioquia.
Very good. So, Felix, this is section number 1. I will ask you some questions, and this will take about 10 minutes. So, Felix, are you ready to start?
Oh, yes, I'm ready to start, teacher.
Okay, let's start. So, let's start with Viviana. Viviana, when you're not working or studying, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, when I'm not working, I like to watch movies, and sometimes I'm reading, or maybe go to the park with my family.
Very good, Viviana. Thank you very much. Viviana, you did a very, gave a very good response. Thank you very much. Chicos, les quiero resaltar algo que hizo Viviana. She did a very good job. Y hizo algo, y es muy importante que, aunque no existe un parámetro como tal de la duración de la respuesta, la duración y la cantidad de palabras que ella dio es como lo ideal. Es algo subjetivo, pero es una buena forma de que ustedes más o menos se sepan medir, ¿ok? The idea is that you give a complete answer that is not too short. La idea es que la respuesta no sea muy corta, pero tampoco sea larga, ¿ok? Así como lo hizo Viviana, is perfect because of the amount of words she used and because of the time she took, ¿ok? That was very good, Viviana. Thank you very much. Let's go on with Gemma. Gemma, how often do you eat in a day?
In a day, I eat three. I usually eat three ish,
Three times.
three times.
What else?
I eat in the morning. I have my breakfast at the night. At the night, I am a.m. Then of at 11 before to go to my job, and finally at 8 p.m. when I come back to my house.
Okay, thank you very much, Emma. Thank you very much. Jocelyn, next one. What do you usually eat for breakfast? Jocelyn?
Okay. I usually sorry. I usually at breakfast which eggs, uh, coffee, bread, and
Cereal. Mhm.
cereal.
What else? Jocelyn, what else? Tell me more.
In the
Tell me something
I-
else. Jocelyn, déjame que te interrumpa. I'm sorry. Cuando la respuesta sea tan puntual que tú ya me dijiste la verdad, igual te tienes que inventar algo o te tienes que ingeniar para dar más detalles. Y eso va para todos, chicos. Porque es una pregunta muy puntual que yo puedo decir, no, pues yo me desayuno con un café y ya. ¿Sí? Por ejemplo. Pero esa es la vida real. En un examen de inglés tenemos que sonar como más interesantes. Entonces, si te gustan los huevos, pues di que los haces de una forma en particular. Si te gusta otra cosa, you can give more details. For example, okay, I usually eat for breakfast. I eat scrambled eggs. I like them with a lot of salt. I eat arepa, and I like to make it of corn, and I like to add cheese to my arepa. And I really like to eat coffee, but sometimes I like to drink orange juice because sometimes I prefer one and sometimes I prefer the other, and I also like to have some fruit. So that's that a full answer. That is a complete answer. Les recuerdo lo que les recomendaba hace un rato y que ustedes escribieron. Respuestas completas que tengan algo más de información, okay, Jocelyn? The answer was good, but you have to add more things, okay? And if you add details, the answer is going to be longer and you're going to have a better score. Okay, let's go on. Felix, do you like to cook? Why or why not?
Teacher, sometimes I like to cook sometimes because I don't know a lot of that, but I try, teacher. Sometimes I like to cook beans or example.
Okay, very good answer. Okay, yeah, coming about that, very good answer, Felix. Something that I want you to remember. In case I ask you about something you don't like, it is better that you always say yes. Si en algún momento, en algún examen, acá en esto, el próximo martes, en cualquier examen internacional les preguntan, si ustedes hacen algo, es mejor que nunca digan no. Yo sé que de pronto a veces es bueno ser sinceros, pero en este caso no. Because the idea about a speaking test is that you are interesting, that you sound positive, that you sound interested, that you sound excited about the topics you are talking about. La idea es que en un examen siempre sean positivos, suenen interesantes, suenen interesados, suenen emocionados con las preguntas que se les hacen. Entonces, el tono de la voz es algo que también se evalúa. Lo hiciste muy bien, Félix, pero pues es una recomendación como en caso de que nos encontremos con algún tópico de conversación que no les guste. Siempre tienen que sonar como emocionados de compartir la información, sin exagerar. Pero sí, hacerlo de forma positiva. Y aunque acá les pregunto si les gusta cocinar, la mejor respuesta, si no te guste, es sí, en cualquier caso. ¿Ok? And you make it up. Y tú te inventas el por qué sí y de ahí continúas. Es mucho más fácil explicar por qué sí que por qué no. And remember, you have to sound positive. Okay, guys, very, very good job. So let's go on. Let's go on with the section number 2. Okay, again, you're going to write down these recommendations about section number 2. This is going to be quite different. Okay, so guys, before we start, let me tell you a little bit about this section. Okay, so in this section, um, I'm not going to ask you any question. I'm not going to ask you anything. In this section, you are going to see a slide with a topic of conversation and with 3 or 4 questions. And you will have 2 minutes to talk about the topic of conversation while you also answer the 4 questions. And you can't stop talking. You have to keep talking along the 2 minutes. I say when you start and I say when you stop. If I don't say stop, you have to keep talking. You never have to be quiet, okay? And you will have 1 minute to check the slide, to read it, and 1 more minute, 1 additional minute to write down some notes or ideas about what you're going to talk about, okay? Let me try to explain you that in Spanish real quick. La sección número 2 es bien diferente. En la sección número 2 se van a encontrar con un tema de conversación y 4 preguntas o 3 preguntas, pero no van ustedes a responder las preguntas de forma directa, yo no se las voy a hacer. Sencillamente la idea de la sección 2 es que ustedes hablen del tema de conversación durante 2 minutos sin parar y en los cuales, en la medida que hablan del tema, van a ir respondiendo las preguntas del tema que se les van a hacer. ¿Ok? Pero no las responden de forma directa, sino que empiezan a hablar y en la medida de que hablan van dando respuesta a esas preguntas. Básicamente eso es lo que tienen que hacer. I say when you start, I say when you stop. Si no les digo que paren, siguen hablando hasta que se acabe el tiempo. ¿Ok? That is how it happens in real life, and that is the way it is going to happen here in the practice and during the production activity. So let's start with the recommendations, okay? And this section 2 is going to be about some particular scenarios. It is not going to be about yourself. No van a ser preguntas personales de ustedes, sino se van a tratar ciertos temas que son un poco más complejos. So let's start with Jocelyn. Read number 1, please.
Okay. 1 minute. One. What? 1 minute. Preparation time. Yeah. Use your preparation time effectively. Read the question and write down some notes.
That is very good. Thank you, Jocelyn. 1 minute preparation time. Use your preparation time effectively. Read all the questions and write down some notes. This is super important, guys, because you need to read all of the questions from the card, from the slide carefully, and you need to write several notes. Okay, you can write down some very short notes, but you need to write a lot of ideas. Chicos, les cuento una experiencia. Esto a mí me pasó una vez en un examen internacional, la primera vez que tomé uno. Me dieron ese minuto de preparación y pues el tema me pareció tan fácil que yo no lo quise tomar. And the examiner said, I asked the examiner if I could start immediately, and he said no. El examinador me dijo que no podía empezar de una vez, que tenía que tomar el minuto así no lo quisiera. I didn't use it effectively, and I made a huge mistake. Okay, because I started to talk. I was talking really fast, and I finished talking, and I had like 1 minute ahead to talk, and I was out of ideas. Me quedé sin ideas como al minuto de hablar porque dije todo muy rápido y como no usé el minuto para prepararme, no tenía de qué más hablar. Y me acordé ya como cuando faltaban como 20 segundos. Entonces, it is very important that you use this 1 minute preparation time wisely. Okay, 1 minute to read and 1 minute to write down. I'm going to give you 2 minutes in total. 1 minute to read, 1 minute to write down some notes. You can write the idea that you write a lot of ideas in a way that you never stop talking. Okay, and let's go ahead with Viviana, number 2.
Notes. Use the notes. So look at the paper and check to see what you wrote.
Very good. Notes. Use the notes, look at the paper, and check to see what you wrote. This is going to sound funny, but the thing is that sometimes students write down good notes or good ideas, but they forget to use them. So that sounds silly, but that happens. I've seen that happening to my students before. Esto lo he visto que lo hacen estudiantes míos, que yo a veces les evalúo el speaking y les hago esta dinámica que no es muy común en cursos de inglés. Les doy la oportunidad de que escriban un papelito ideas y escriben, pues yo veo que escriben ideas, pero a la hora de hablar no miran el papel. So you have to use the notes. If you take 1 minute to write down ideas, the idea that you have the paper with you all the time and that you state what you wrote there, okay? Gemma, number 3.
Answer all the questions. You must answer all of questions on the cue card completely.
Very good. Answer all the questions. You must answer the questions on the cue card completely. Very good. So that is the idea. Remember, I told you, you are going to have one topic of conversation and 3 or 4 questions. So if you have 4 questions, the idea is that you start talking. You're not going to repeat the questions. You just start talking, and you are talking, and you're going to you are going to give the information in order that you are answering the questions. The idea is that you never forget to answer a single question, and the most important questions are the first one and the last one. So don't ever forget to answer the last one, because your examiner is going to pay close attention to the moment in which you are going to answer the last question, and he's going to say, okay, she or he already said everything, we just need to complete the time. Entonces, siempre responde todas las preguntas de la cue card, y la más importante de responder siempre es la última, porque es la guía del examinador para decir, listo, terminó con todas las preguntas. Ahora solo tiene que completar el tiempo. Ok, number 4, Felix.
Um, Compound sentences. It is important to have a great range of grammar to use complex and compound sentences.
Very good. Complex and compound sentences. It is important to have a great range of grammar to use complex and compound sentences. Very good, Felix. So, mm, it is very clear actually. The idea is that you don't use simple phrases like four words phrases or something like that. The idea is that you use compound and complex sentences and that you use simple present or a simple passive you have and that you add information, that you add adjectives, adverbs, a lot of things, okay? The idea is that you use your grammar, the knowledge that you have right now and the vocabulary you know already to answer the questions, okay? And let's go to number 5, Jocelyn.
Uh, Examples and explanations. Uh, Give good the description, detailed examples, and clear explanation.
Very good, Jocelyn. This is super important, okay? Let's take a look at this. Examples and explanations. Give good descriptions, very good descriptions, detailed examples, and clear explanations. So, the idea is that you have to talk along 2 minutes. Tienen que hablar durante 2 minutos. Y si tienen poco que decir, van a terminar y van a creer ustedes que ya se les pasó el tiempo y han pasado 20 segundos apenas. ¿Cómo amplían ese tiempo? ¿Cómo dan cómo exponen un argumento más complejo, más completo? Sencillo. Giving good descriptions, describiendo bastante. Detailed examples. Si van a dar un ejemplo, you have to give details, okay? A lot of details. And clear explanations. If you're going to explain something, the examiner has to understand. Si me van a explicar algo, yo tengo que entender qué es lo que ustedes me están explicando. So the idea is that you can use, for example, responses to who, what, where, when, and why. So if you're talking about a situation, you can say something about who were there with you, what were you doing, where did it happen, when, why. You can use a lot of adjectives and a lot of adverbs, okay, in order that you can give those details, those descriptions, okay? So guys, do you have any questions so far before we start with speaking section number 2? Any questions? Viviana and Hema, do you have any questions?
No, tutor, any question?
Okay, Felix, Jocelyn, do you have any questions?
No.
I don't have any questions.
Okay, so remember, I'm going to continue with the next slide and you will have 1 minute to read. I'm not going to say anything. 1 minute to read and 1 minute to write down your ideas. En cuanto pase la diapositiva, empieza a contar el minuto para que lean y el minuto adicional para que escriban sus ideas. Recuerden que tienen que pensar como si van a hablar del tema, respondiendo las preguntas durante 2 minutos. Ok, cada uno. So, let's start. Give me 1 second. Okay, go ahead. Your time starts now. So remember, right now I'm showing you the slide with the information. So you take your paper and your pen or your pencil to write down, to read the questions, to read the topic, and to write down your ideas, to write down your notes. Okay? Remember that you will have 2 minutes to speak. And the important thing is that I tell you when you start and when you stop. If I don't tell you stop, you have to keep talking. So go on, go ahead with your 2 minutes of preparation. Guys, you have 1 minute left. Remember to write down all your ideas. Recuerden escribir ideas de manera que cuando vayan a exponerlas, le den respuesta a las 4 preguntas que ven ahí con respecto al tema que ven en la parte de arriba. Okay, guys, time is up. So, for example, Felix, are you ready to begin?
Okay.
Felix, are you ready to begin?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Viviana, are you ready to begin?
Yes, teacher.
Gemma, are you ready to begin?
Yes, tutor. I'm.
And Jocelyn, are you ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, thank you guys. But you are not going to talk along 2 minutes. You are going to talk along 40 seconds. Okay, only 40 seconds. But I'm going to tell you who is going to talk. So I say the name of the student, the name of the person, and I say, okay, you can start now. And then I tell you when you stop. It is going to be only 40 seconds long. So please try to state everything in 40 seconds. So let's start. So Felix, your 40 seconds start now. Go ahead.
Okay. I like to know an old teacher. That person knows how education works. That person the experience about education, and I like to know that teacher in a school during a class because it's very interesting to know how this person teach her or his subject, and I like to talk about his life, his or
Felix,
her
you can stop
experience.
now. Thank you very much.
What?
You can stop now. Your time is up.
Okay.
Thank you, Felix. Viviana, you can start talking.
Well, the person that I want to meet is Johnny Depp. I want to meet them in Los Angeles, in Hollywood exactly. When I stay in front of him, I want to answer him um, why the reason that he choose be an actor. Besides, I want to talk with he and about his fabulous performance. I choose this person because I admire so much his work, and in my opinion, he's a great actor with wonderful participation in movies as Edward Scissorhands, Alice in Wonderland, Blow, Pirates of Caribbean, and other movies that I I really love. And
Thank you,
besides,
Viviana. You can stop talking. Thank you very much. Very good answer. And Gemma, you can start talking.
Tutor. I want to meet Denzel Washington because I think that is a good actor. I've seen um, to I've seen him since I was a little girl with my father. Um, uh, I watched many movies um, where he was the principal actor. I would like to question him about how he motivate to people young for improve your life, for becoming a better better person. I think that he is so interesting actor.
Thank you,
I
Gemma. Thank you very much. You can stop now. Thank you very much. And finally, Jocelyn, you can start now.
Okay, teacher. The person I want to know is Sylvester because I think an excellent singer. His music is very good. His popular song uh, had a very nice lyrics. Uh, I wanted to know him personally. I had been in the concert, but I could know uh, meet him personally. He's my my favorite my favorite singer.
Okay.
Uh,
Jocelyn, you can stop now. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. I think you did a very good job. You gave me a lot of good ideas, and you were positive about the person you want to meet. Okay, the ideas. I mean, remember, it is not important if that is true or false. What it is important is that you have something interesting to say. So you did a very good job. So let's go on. Let's go on with section number 3. Okay, this section is going to be very similar to section number 1. In this opportunity again, I'm going to ask you some questions, but these questions are going to be a little bit more difficult because those are not personal questions. These questions are going to be related to the topic of conversation in section 2, but they are going to be a little complex. Sometimes some of them are funny or rare or weird. So it is very important that you pay close attention to these recommendations. So guys, let's start, and remember that you're going to write down the recommendations. So let's start with Viviana. Read number 1, please.
Listen carefully. Pay careful attention to each question the examiner asks.
Very good. Listen carefully. Pay careful attention to each question the examiner asks. Guys, that sounds strange, but it happens sometimes. And I have students who say, teacher, what was the question again? And it is not a good idea that an examiner has to ask you the question again. So the best for you is that you pay a lot of attention and that you get the gist or get the question at the first try, at the first time, and you just give the answer, provide the answer. Very good, Viviana. Him on number 2.
take time to think. Take a moment to think about the question.
About the question, very good. So remember again, it is very good that you are fluent, but you don't need to run, you don't need to rush. It's not a race, so you don't need to speak very fast. I mean, for example, you can hear me, and I am not speaking very fast. Okay, I don't have to speak very fast in order that you understand what I'm trying to say. So you need to keep the pace. You need to have a rhythm. Please don't talk like a robot. Like my favorite singer is no. Don't say that. But you don't need to run. You need to say the who, the what, the why. No, you don't need to talk like that. You need to speak at a normal pace that you feel comfortable, and you can take a short moment to think. Okay, but you don't need to rush. It's not like I finish asking the question and just start right now. No, You can take a moment, you think, and you start answering the question, okay? Felix, number 3.
Complete answers. Give a full complete response.
Very good. This is very similar to section 1. You need to give a full, complete response. So you don't have to say just a simple phrase. The idea is that you give more details, a longer or examples about the idea, or a bigger compliment or something like that in order that you give a complete response. Remember, there is not a time, but if you just say a couple of words, it is going to sound strange. So the idea that you complete your idea, giving examples, some interesting facts or something like that. Okay. Number 4, Jocelyn, please.
By time, you can buy time for quality and complete answer. Do not rush to learn to buy time.
Very good, Jocelyn. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to do something for you. Okay. Let me try to. Okay, guys, I'm going to teach you how to buy time. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how you should buy time. I'm going to teach you some sentences or some sentences or statements that you can use to buy time, and you can use them every time because every time they're going to work. Okay, so I'm going to write them down for you, and you are going to write them down in your paper. In that way, what I want you to do is that when we start the section 3, you are going to use one of these ways of buying time. Okay, so guys, let's start. For example, um, okay, for example, if I ask you a question and you want to buy time, you can say this. Okay, that's an interesting question. So you say that, okay, for example, I ask you, what is your favorite singer? And you say, well, that's an interesting question. And when you are saying that very slow, you are thinking about the answer. That is one. Another one is that you can, for example, say this. Could you can ask for this? Could you please give me a minute to think? You can say that. It's a question. You can say to the examiner, okay, because in section 3, the questions are a little bit tougher. So you can say, could you please give me a moment to think about the answer? That is another important way to buy time. There are more. You can say, for example, mm, if I ask you a very strange question, you can say this. I've never thought about that. You can say that. I've never thought about that before. Before. That is another way of buying time. There are more. You can say, for example, if I ask you a really difficult question, like for example, Viviana, if you have kids, Hema, if you have kids, Jocelyn, if you have kids, and if you had more than one kid, I mean at least two, a very difficult question should be, what is your favorite child, your favorite kid? That is very difficult because it is very, very difficult to choose. You shouldn't have a favorite. You love them both. So in that case, it's a very difficult question. So you can say, that's hard. Um, sorry, that's a hard question. And you add, can, sorry, can I, mm, can I think for a moment? So that is another way of buying time. And another one that comes to my mind is that you can say this. That's an unusual question. Sorry. That's an unusual question. Please give me a few seconds to think. That's it. So guys, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways of buying time. So I will give you 30 seconds to finish writing that down because I have to erase them. And remember, you're going to write them down and you're going to use them and in the practice stage. And when we have the production, you are going to use them again, either in the first section or along the third section, okay? But that is going to be really useful. Actually, if you have a speaking exam, a speaking test at university, you can use them. Entonces recuerden, esas 5 preguntas son, esas 5 frases son formas muy efectivas de comprar tiempo. Entonces se las aprenden, las dicen despacio, les van a servir para este tipo de exámenes o cualquier otro examen de speaking que les hagan en la universidad o en sus futuros trabajos, cuando les hagan una entrevista de trabajo en inglés. Si les preguntan algo que no están seguros cómo responder, pueden usar cualquiera de esas 5 para comprar tiempo. Y eso es aceptable y no solo eso, sino que con eso le demuestran al examinador que ustedes necesitan un momento para pensar y en vez de quedarse callados como si no supieran nada, pues saben suficiente vocabulario como para decir una de esas expresiones para comprar tiempo de forma correcta. ¿Ok? So, Viviana, did you finish? Did you finish writing that down?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Viviana. And Jocelyn, did you finish?
One moment, please.
Okay, don't worry. Entonces, si ese papelito que están escribiendo, guárdenlo, ténganlo a la mano, péguenlo por ahí detrás de una puerta o algo, porque esas recomendaciones aplican para este examen que pues digamos hoy traje para practicar. Esto me basé mucho en la versión del IELTS International. El IELTS es así, tiene 3 secciones y la verdad es de los exámenes más conocidos hoy en día. Y esas recomendaciones les van a servir de mucho, no solo para el IELTS, sino para cualquier speaking test, cualquiera. El de Michigan, el de TOEFL, any other speaking test. A menos que ya pronto ya hay unas variaciones que tienen ciertas cosas específicas, pero esto les va a servir para cualquiera. Jocelyn, did you finish?
Yes, teacher, I finished.
Okay, perfect, guys. So I'm going to erase that. I'm going to delete the options, but remember, you already have them. You are going to use them right away during the production activity. So let me erase that. So let's go on. Let's go on with number 5. Oh, excuse me. Who read number 4? Who read number 4?
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn. Okay, Viviana, number 5.
Time.
Wide range of vocabulary and grammar. You can use different tense so you show a strong grasp of the English language.
Very good. Wide range of grammar, of vocabulary and grammar. You can use different tenses so you show a strong grasp of the English language. So this is the thing, guys. You have a lot of knowledge about grammar and vocabulary. You already showed me that. Okay, I've seen it. I've seen that you know vocabulary. I've seen that you know grammar, but sometimes you get stuck. You don't know what to say. And when people speak in English, they normally make a lot of mistakes when they speak. But what can you do to fix them? It is very easy. You need to practice and practice a lot in order that you get used to use your vocabulary and use your grammar in a proper way when you talk. Esto va para los 4. Yo ya me he dado cuenta a lo largo de las clases que ustedes saben mucha gramática y saben mucho vocabulario. pero sí me he dado cuenta que cuando hablan suelen mezclar muchas cosas, no usan, digamos, el sujeto, el verbo y el complemento como debería en una oración a veces y cosas por el estilo. ¿Qué es lo que pasa? Pues como tienen que pensar más rápido cuando se habla, a veces cometemos esos errores. Solución, como ya tienen tantos conocimientos de gramática, vocabulario, la solución es práctica. ¿Ok? Práctica. The English tense that you use the most when you talk about this is the simple present, simple past, simple future, present perfect, that's it. Maybe some modal verbs and that's it. Los tiempos gramaticales que se usan en este tipo de conversaciones son los más comunes. No tienen que ponerse a preguntarse por allá por futuro, perfecto, progresivo, continuo, algo así. No, nada de eso. Son los tiempos más comunes. Lo importante es que los usen bien. Entonces, ya que ustedes tienen tanto vocabulario y conocimientos de gramática, lo que tienen que hacer es practicar. That is why this is very important. And I'm going to send you the presentation at the end of the class. Okay, number 6, Emma.
Logical answers with detailed examples. The answers should include logical reasons and specific examples.
Ok, guys, les voy a dejar una tarea a todos. Y les voy a tomar la lección a todos la próxima clase. Emma, repeat after me. Answer.
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 Yeah, you don't have to say the W, okay? Repeat after me.
Okay.
Answer.
Answer.
Very good. So, guys, Jocelyn, Viviana, Emma, and Felix, you have to say answer in a perfect way, okay? Because as teachers, you cannot say to a student, hey, answer my question or something like that. You have to say, hey, answer the question. Answer. Okay, remember, answer. If you need to write it down, if you need to record yourself, anything. And remember, guys, if you have any doubts, you can use this webpage, the Dictionary for Cambridge, this one. So you can write down a word and you will see. Can you see this? Emma, can you see it?
Yes, tutor, I
Okay.
can.
As you can see, there is not a W or a U sound or a U sound anywhere. No hay sonido que represente la W. Answer. Okay, so remember that if you want, you can take a picture, a screenshot, but always remember you have to say answer. And if you like the British accent, you can say answer. Okay, but the important thing is that you never pronounce the W. Okay, so remember that, all of you, Viviana, Gemma, Felix, and Jocelyn, all of you, remember to say answer. Never say another word. I don't remember the word. Okay, very good. So logical answers with detailed examples. The answers should include logical reasons and specific examples. Okay, guys, this is really important. Hear me out. It is very important that even if you had good ideas, you have to be careful. Es importante que no se pasen de creativos con las respuestas. Den respuestas lógicas y no respuestas extremadamente creativas. I mean, give clear logical responses or clear logical answers to these questions. Don't be too creative or you could get lost. You could get confused. Y me ha pasado, lo he visto, cuando estudiantes se ponen muy creativos, y eso pasa con estudiantes que a veces son muy buenos, quieren decir muchas cosas o quieren exponer algo así como de su creatividad, se ponen muy creativos con las respuestas para que suenen demasiado interesantes, por lo que yo les recomendaba que es importante sonar interesante, pero la idea es que no se pongan muy creativos porque se pueden llegar a enredar. Okay, the idea that you use logical answers and that you answer the questions considering your vocabulary. La idea es que respondan las preguntas en relación a lo que ustedes saben. For example, si yo les llegara a preguntar, por ejemplo, ¿qué profesión les gustaría tener si no son profesores? Y me quieren decir que, no sé, algo, digamos, chef o algo así, y ustedes no saben nada de vocabulario de cocina ni de alimentos, don't say that. Give me another answer, different from that. another answer in which you know a lot of vocabulary and grammar to answer. Entonces, si no saben nada de cocina, pero saben vocabulario sobre, no sé, sobre libros o sobre matemáticas, que no es complicado, pues pueden decir que quieren ser profesores de matemáticas o ingenieros or something like that. So the idea is that the answers are logical, and logical for the examiner and logical for you. So don't follow in a trap. No caigan ustedes mismos en la trampa de querer sonar demasiado interesantes e irse para el otro lado donde ustedes de pronto se pueden estancar y no saber qué decir. So remember logical answers. And number 7, Felix.
Okay, be interested and excited. You should find the topics the examiner asks interesting.
Very good. Be interested and excited. You should find the topics the examiner asks you interesting. So guys, again, you cannot think about these questions as they are boring, or if uh, or as for example, some students say, okay, I don't care. Okay, for example, I don't like reggaeton. Okay, but if an examiner asks me something about reggaeton, it's not a good idea that I say I don't care about that, I don't like it, and I keep it quiet. No. Okay, the idea is that you stay positive. So even if I want to say that I don't like it, I cannot say use words like I don't care. I can use words like okay, for example, a lot of people like reggaeton. Sometimes I think it's very nice. It's not my favorite kind of music, but it is very interesting and it sounds funny. Sometimes it is entertaining and make you dance or something like that. Okay, so remember, you cannot think about the questions as if they are boring. So even if you don't like the topic, pretend that you are interested. Pretend like you are excited about the topic. Okay, si no les importa, si no les gusta el tema, pretendan como si les gustara para que suenen interesados e interesantes hablando acerca del tema. And remember, the tone of your voice is very important. Usen un tono de manera que suenen como que ustedes se están sintiendo cómodos con la entrevista. If you go to a speaking test and this just sounds strange, like you want to leave very fast, that is not going to be good for your grade. Si hacen un speaking test y suenan como que tienen afán de irse o de acabar eso lo más pronto posible porque es una tortura, eso no va a ser una buena señal y el examinador no lo va a ver con buenos ojos. The idea that you always look like if you feel cool, chill, happy to be there, and interested about the topic. Okay? So, guys, I think that's it about section 3, about the recommendations. Do you have any questions so far? Guys, any questions?
Any question, teacher?
I don't have.
No. Okay, no questions. So let's go to part 3. So listen up. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So now we will continue with part 3. I'm going to ask you some questions, some more questions related to the topic of part 2. Um, for example, Viviana, are you ready to start? Are you ready to begin?
I think.
Viviana, okay, repeat after me. Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that, please. Don't ever say that again. Because it sounds, I mean, it doesn't sound bad, but it's not a good idea. Okay? I mean, you have to sound cheer. You have to sound excited. Not like, okay, maybe, I don't know. No, don't say that. Okay? Remember, it is very important that you sound positive. So, Viviana, these questions are going to be a little bit more challenging than the questions in section 1. So remember, you're going to start the answer with one of the expressions to buy time, okay? So first question, Viviana. What do you think is required for a person to become a celebrity and why?
Okay. Could you please give me a minute for think?
Sure. Sure, take your time.
Uh, Um, I think that a person required personality, um, a type of kindness, abilities, and I think that a person needs to be strong um, for the commentaries don't affect too much because you are very exposed if you become a famous people or a celebrity.
Okay, thank you,
Uh,
Ivana. Thank you very much. Okay, sorry. Did you want to say something else? Recuerden que en esta parte, sección 1 y section 3, yo no les digo cuándo parar, pero la idea es que ustedes mismos se controlen y no hablen tampoco mucho. Did you want to say something else, Viviana?
um, no,
No? No? Okay, perfect. Let's go on. That was very good time. Gemma, number 2. Have you ever met a celebrity before? If yes, tell me about it.
I think that this is a interesting question because in Colombia we have many celebrities. I met a celebrity when I traveled to Bogota. I met to Piedad Córdoba in the airport. Um,
At
in
the
my
airport?
at the airport, yes. In my town live ex player soccer
And
JJ
okay, a former soccer player. Former soccer player. Okay?
former
Former
soccer
soccer player. Player.
player. Yes.
Mhm.
Um, he has bar in my town. Um, Usually I go to there.
Okay, you go there. So, Gemma, thank you very much. That was a very nice answer. Very good. Felix, do you think it's good that celebrities earn a lot of money? Why or why not?
Yes, I think it's good
Sorry, allow me to stop
because
you there, Felix. Remember, try to use one of the ways to buy time. Okay? I'm going to ask you the question again.
okay.
Felix, I know that you probably don't need it, but the idea is that we practice that, okay? So, Felix, do you think it's good that celebrities earn a lot of money? Why or why not?
Yes, I think it's good that celebrities earn a lot of
Felix,
money
sorry,
because
sorry that I stopped
they
you.
work.
Sorry, Felix, remember, you should use one of the statements for buying time. Do you understand, right?
What teacher?
Lo que te dije la primera vez es que la idea es que todos usen al menos una frase para comprar tiempo. No importa si,
Okay, okay, teacher.
no importa si no la necesitas, pero la idea es que la practiquemos, ¿vale? Una con la que te sientas cómodo. Y pues esa pregunta no es tan fácil. Entonces igual de pronto te puede ayudar. Again, do you think it's a good idea, it's good that celebrities earn a lot of money? Why or why not?
Um, Teacher, give me a moment, please.
Okay.
I I don't have in my hand the notes.
The papers. Okay,
I
that is an
was
issue.
writing
Remember, remember that I told you that you should read your notes, but whatever, doesn't matter. Don't worry. But Felix, in this case, because the question is a little bit difficult, you can use, okay, that's an unusual question. Please give me a few seconds to think, because that is not an easy question. I am not sure what to think or what to say, because celebrities earn a lot of money. I don't know, but I want to know your answer. So go ahead, Felix.
okay, teacher. I try and answer the question. Uh, uh, I don't think about this, but I need a moment to think. to think about the if the celebrities earn a lot of money.
Mhm.
Um, that's good.
Mhm. Yeah, go on.
Yes. Well. Um, I think it's good that celebrities earn a lot of money because those people work a lot of time and they are living, practicing in their studies or in the gym, for example. I think they spend a lot of time. I don't know. They give in one side her family or her friends in order to reach their goals or their aims, and they live um, reaching over her her ay Dios.
Felix, don't worry. You can stop there. Felix, remember, the idea is that you kind of I don't know, calculate your time, okay? The idea is that you talk complete, that you give complete answers, but you don't have to talk that much. Entonces, esto va para todos. En la sección 1 y en la sección 3 no les dije en ningún momento que los iba a parar cuando respondía a una pregunta, pero la idea es que no se extiendan tanto, ¿ok? Y recuerden, no es bueno que me den muchos detalles, pero sin pasarse, porque te puede pasar lo que te acaba de pasar, Félix, que llegaste a un punto en el que ya no sabías qué decir. Entonces, cuando ya hayas dicho ciertas cosas, empieza a pensar en cerrar. ¿Listo? But you did a very good job.
Okay.
Very, very good, Felix. You just need to practice a little bit and you are going to be ready. Thank you very much, Felix. Finally, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, have you ever met a celebrity before? If yes, tell me about it.
Okay, teacher. The answer is four.
No, no, no.
The question
Have you
is
ever met a celebrity before? If yes, tell me about it.
okay. Okay, that's a hard question. I can I can think for a moment. Um,
Jocelyn, you have to start talking. You cannot
oh, sorry.
be silent before a question, before an answer. La idea es que tú digas la expresión para comprar tiempo, pero de una vez arranques. No te puedes quedar tanto tiempo callada. Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Okay. Uh, I have ever met a celebrity. Yes, because I think the celebrity is is very it is very interesting because I can I can you know.
Don't worry, Jocelyn, don't worry. Don't push yourself further, don't worry. But Jocelyn, it's very important that you listen carefully. Recuerda que es muy importante que escuches con mucho cuidado, ¿ok? Either the question and your classmates' answers. So remember that part, okay? So the question was, have you ever met a celebrity before? If yes, tell me about it. So the idea that you said, for example, yes, I met a celebrity before. I met, for example, a soccer player like Gemma said, or a Colombian actor, or a popular singer like Joanny Ayala, or qué sé yo, someone. someone in a party, in a local fair, in a parade, anything. Okay, but don't worry. Let's go on. Okay, guys, we are going to start with the last part, with the production part. This is going to be the last part. So, before we start, let me tell you something in Spanish. Dos cosas importantes. The first one, la primera. Les recuerdo, cuando acabemos la clase, después de que nos despidamos, por favor me dan 30 segundos que les quiero comentar algo. ¿Ok? Después de que terminemos. Lo otro importante, vamos a arrancar la production part. En esta oportunidad, zero Spanish, cero español. No les voy a poder realizar retroalimentación. La idea es que ustedes lo tomen como si fuera un examen de speaking. Y lo otro es que, por favor, no me vayan a decir teacher. ¿Ok? Just don't say anything. If you're going to answer, don't say teacher, and you start talking. And you need to pay close attention, okay, to what I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to give you the, the instructions, okay, for you along the test. So remember, zero Spanish, don't call me teacher, and try to do your best, okay? We are going to start right now with section 1, 2, and 3. So let's start. Uh, Before I start, Viviana, Viviana, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to start asking you, saying hello to you and asking you your name, okay? So let's start.
Okay.
So, hello.
Hello.
What's your name? What's your full name?
My full name is Juliet Viviana Bastidas Duarte.
Okay, my name is Andres. I'm going to be your examiner. Where are you from?
I'm from Tunja, Boyacá.
Okay. Okay, this is the section 1. I will ask you some questions, okay, some very simple questions, well, personal questions, and we will answer them along 10 minutes. So, Viviana, are you ready to start?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's start. Hema, when is the last time you went on a trip?
Um, the last time that we went a trip was in my last vacation in June of this year. I went to San Andres Islands.
Okay, thank you, Hema. Jocelyn, do you like to travel?
Yes, I like travel because I know different place and I can see the natural places, and I like share with my family. I I can I can see very very places.
Okay. Felix, what do you need to do when preparing for a travel?
Well, the first thing I need to do when preparing for travel is money. I need to save a lot of money in order to spend in the travel.
Thank you, Felix. And finally, Viviana. And the last one. What are the most popular places to visit for people in your country?
The most popular place in my country is San Andres Island. It's a very relaxing place, and besides, it's a romantic place for um, to stay with. You are in the honeymoon.
Okay,
It's all.
thank you very much. Guys, let's go to section number 2. Give me 1 second. Just a moment. So this is section number 2. Remember, for section number 2, I'm going to show you this slide. So you have to take a paper and a pen, and you will have 1 minute to read the questions and 1 minute to write down your ideas, to prepare your answers with your notes. Then you will have 30 seconds uh, per person to speak about the topic, answering the questions. Okay, I will tell you when to start and when to stop. So, for example, Felix, are you ready to begin?
Uh, yes, teacher.
Okay,
Hi.
so your 1 minute to read starts now. Your 2 minutes preparation time begins now. So you have 2 minutes to read and write down your notes. 'Okay, guys, 1 minute to go. You have 1 minute left. Twenty seconds. So, guys, time is up. So, okay, you're going to begin speaking. Remember, you will have 30 seconds to talk. I'll tell you when to start. I'll tell you when to stop. Okay, so let's start with Hema. Your time starts now. Go ahead.
Um, I think that an important person in my country is my boss. My boss is a good person, is a interesting person because she like to improve our institutions. She's looking for the way for um, to to put our institution in a better place around municipality or department um, places. I think that she's a interesting person.
Okay, you can stop now. Thank you very much, Hema. Let's go on with Viviana. Viviana, your time starts now. Viviana?
Yes.
Viviana, your time starts now.
Um, an important person in this country for me is Guillermo Prieto or Pirri, an important periodist in Colombia that complained the injustice and the inequity and the corruption, especially in the political environment. A sad aspect of this is the constant threats that he suffered. He has been realizing excellent investigations since 2002 with his program El Mundo Según Piri
Yeah,
and
thank you,
other.
Viviana. Thank you very much. You can stop. Thank you a lot. Felix, your time starts now.
Okay, I think um, the most important person in a country is the president. The president is the main role in a country like Colombia. Um, uh, in conclusion, in democracy, president is the first role, and it's important because he must hear a lot of people and think how to solve a lot of problems in the country, and he is elected by the people about 4 years. He was elected in a democracy, and I think he is very special because he must manage a lot of resources and solve
Felix, you can stop
problems.
now. Thank you very much. Very nice question. Very nice answer. Thank you, Felix. And finally, Jocelyn, you can start now.
Uh, one the most important people in my country is Miguel Bolaños, because he has been a very keen person with the people and sport. Uh, he knows all the history of the town because he had dedicated himself to read the whole history of the town, and usually goes to park to tell the histories to the children, uh, for so uh, so so that they had that knowledge,
Thank you,
knowledge.
Viviana. Sorry, thank you, Jocelyn. You can stop now. Thank you very much. So, guys, let's go for the last section of the test. Okay? So, remember something about this part. Remember, now we will continue with section 3 or part 3. I'm going to ask you again some more questions related to this topic in section 2. Okay? So, give me 1 second. So, for example, Hema, are you ready to continue with section 3? Hema?
Yes.
Okay. So, Hema, how important are leaders to a community of people?
Um,
Remember that you can take your time. Okay?
uh,
You are the one who says
yes,
when you
teacher,
start and
but I need that you ask me the question in other way, but I don't understand clearly.
no, I can't do that. How important are leaders to a community of people?
Leaders is uh, I I don't know what does mean leaders. Leaders is leader.
Yeah.
Okay. Forget this part, please. I think that the leaders are so important in our community because they are the people or the person that give guide um, guide the community. They see the problems and show some uh, solutions for these problems. They have a point of view so light or big or yes, for help to the people.
Okay, thank you very much, Emma. Let's go on with Felix. Felix, what characteristics are advantages and which are disadvantages for social leaders?
Um, I think the characteristics are advantages in the leaders are are their leadership because with their leadership solves problems, guides a lot of people, helps those people in order to solve their problems. But the disadvantages for social leaders, I, I don't know what would be a disadvantage for these people because I saw those social leaders are very recognized in their communities. A disadvantage for a social leader, I think would be the bad or a bad behavior. I think is that so it's important to consider um, about a social leader, that person have a good behavior and have and has a good example because with it a lot of people try to imitate that person.
Thank you very much, Felix. Jocelyn, your turn. Jocelyn, how important are leaders to a community of people?
Okay, teacher. I think I think the leaders is very important in a community um, because because one because we can about many problems and discussion among the community. Um, I also think that if there is that that there is energies in the community, the environment will be more pleasant. The people.
Okay. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you very much. And finally, Viviana, what characteristics are advantages and which are disadvantages for social leaders?
Um, it's an unusual question. I think that an important characteristic is the capacity of leadership, besides the responsibility, and besides, I think that the social leaders must be friends of all the community. They must have the capacity of communicate their ideas in a correct form with all the people.
Okay. Viviana, thank you very much. So, guys, I really think that you have done a great job along this class. This is not something that is very easy. Actually, this is kind of challenging. This is a little bit tough, and you did a very good job. So, if this was your first time taking these kind of questions and approaching this kind of speaking tests, you did a very good job. I'm sure the next time it is going to be much better and much easier for you. Okay, so you need to practice, and because you need to practice, the homework is going to be very easy. I'm going to send you this presentation, and this presentation, as you can see, has a different scenario at the end. So the idea is that I made this different scenario that we didn't approach along the class in order that you practice. So you are going to take the presentation, you are going to check, for example, all the recommendations. Give me 1 second. The recommendations for section 3, the recommendation for section 2, and so on. And then at the end, in the production part, you will see an alternative production part. This is something that we didn't approach along the class. So this is something that you will use to practice by yourself. You're not going to send me anything, but you will need it in order that you have a very good performance along the real test. So I will know if you practice or if you didn't practice. Okay? So guys, remember, I'll send you the presentation and you will have those additional 3 sections that I prepared for you in order that you can practice at home. You can practice with the questions we already approached along the class and with these questions about section 1, part 3, section 2, part 3, and section 3, part 3. These are new in order that you practice. Okay, so again, guys, you did a very good job. I already give you a lot of feedback. So for now, I just want to encourage you in order that you keep practicing. Okay, and do you have any questions before we finish? Hema, Viviana, do you
Okay.
have any questions?
Any question?
Okay, no questions. Felix, Jocelyn, do you have any questions?
Any
I
questions?
don't have questions.
Okay, guys, so I really hope you have a very nice evening, a very nice rest of the day. Goodbye. See you next Thursday.